Hi everyone, it's Kyle, and today I'll be reviewing the film Molly's Game. The film tells the biographical story of Molly Bloom, a young woman who almost entered the Olympics to ski, but was injured in the process. Dropping out of school, she moves to LA and through her employer gets exposed to the underground world of poker. Soon after, she begins running some of the most exclusive high-stakes poker games of all time, and becomes a target with the FBI after getting entangled with members of the Russian mob. I was very excited to see this movie, and one of the biggest reasons is Aaron Sorkin, who I think is one of the best screenwriters working today. If you guys have been following my channel for some time, you know The Social Network is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I also think it's one of the best written films ever made. That film moves like no other movie I've ever seen. I love Sorkin, and he also wrote Steve Jobs, A Few Good Men, and many other great scripts. And he has done it once again because I absolutely loved Molly's Game. But on top of his immaculately written script, this is also his directorial debut. And wow, I was very impressed with what he had with this movie. Jessica Chastain, in my opinion, delivers her very best performance in this movie. I absolutely loved her as Molly Bloom. She absolutely embodied that character. A great performance all around. At the same time, she was very beautiful in this movie, and if any of you guys have seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you haven't seen the movie, I strongly suggest you do, obviously, but when you guys walk out, you'll be thinking to yourselves, wow, what a beauty. The character of Molly Bloom is absolutely a genius, but at the same time, she uses all of her assets to her advantage, and it really works in this movie. Idris Elba co-stars in this movie, and he plays her lawyer, and I thought he did a fantastic job. And there is a scene in this movie that I guarantee you, if he gets Oscar nominated, which he should because his performance in the movie was amazing, there is a scene in the film where he delivers a monologue. And I thought to myself, if they're going to play that Oscar clip, you know what they do whenever they announce an actor who gets nominated, that is going to be his Oscar clip. Another co-star in this movie is Kevin Costner, and he plays Molly's father. But that's all I really want to tell you, because if you stayed away from the trailers like I did, and if you don't know the actual story of what happened, you're going to be riveted, and you're going to be very shocked and surprised. And that's how I felt watching basically all of this movie. I didn't see a single trailer for it. The only thing I really knew was that Jessica Chastain and Idris Elba was in it, and Aaron Sorkin was directing and writing it. That's really all I knew about the movie. I didn't even know it was about poker. Scene to scene, this movie absolutely riveted me. I was on the edge of my seat for basically the entire time. Now, I do have a confession to make, and that is, I simply do not know how to play poker. I've seen a ton of poker games and other movies and TV shows, and whenever there's ominous music, I'm like, ooh, something bad must happen. Or whenever, really cool music happens, I'm like, okay, cool, he must have won. I don't know how he did it, but he won. So I was a bit worried when they started playing poker because I thought, okay, I have no idea what's going on. But fortunately, with Sorkin's writing, he was able to help explain how to play certain moves that were made in order for an audience who doesn't know how to play to understand it. Now, I can completely understand if other reviewers said, okay, they tried to really dumb this down for people who don't know how to play, but in my case, that was needed because I don't know how to play. And I really should. I really should. It's such a treat to watch an Aaron Sorkin movie because he always immerses you in his world. And his characters are all well defined. They're all three-dimensional. You care about them. You understand their backgrounds. And I really felt that he did the exact same thing with Molly's Game. It's also a beautifully shot movie. LA looks great. All the poker sets didn't really feel like sets, and I thought that was really cool. There's also lots of eye candy in this movie. If you're a guy, you're really gonna have a fun time. At the same token, though, it really doesn't overshadow the brilliant performances. I really felt like this movie was extremely well acted, and if you haven't seen Molly's Game, I highly suggest you do. There's also a ton of familiar faces in this movie, but I don't want to spoil any of them because I don't want to ruin the surprise. But there were a lot of actors in the movie that I was like, oh my god, he's in this, and oh my god, she's in this. So some really cool names were in this movie. I think the only issue I have with this movie is I think it's about 10 minutes too long. I didn't feel like the ending was extremely necessary. I felt if they chopped off the last 10 minutes, I think it would have ran a lot smoother. Other than that, guys, I thought Molly's Game was perfectly paced. Aaron Sorkin has done it again with his writing, and his directorial debut is fantastic. Jessica Chastain and Idris Elba, I hope, get nominated for Oscars. If they don't, I'll be a little upset because they deserve them. I really liked Molly's Game, and I'm going to give it an A. So if you guys saw Molly's Game, what did you think about it? I'd like to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching as always. My next reviews are going to be for All the Money in the World and The Post. Thank you, and stay tuned.